All right, so things are picking up on the Nintendo Switch front because we have the confirmation of the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, which will be set for February 21st. That is this Wednesday as of the time that I'm recording this video, and it's going to be at 6 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. This will be 25 minutes focused on Nintendo Switch games coming in the first half of 2024 from Nintendo's publishing and development partners. So essentially, this is going to be a mostly third-party direct. Don't expect big, massive franchises like Mario and Zelda and Pokemon and the mainline games that help move the Nintendo platforms. Don't expect that. This is going to be more of the third-party games. So, for example, we do have a couple different leaks that I will go over with you guys based off of some information that's out there. Now, Pyoro was the first person, along with Nate the Hate. Nate the Hate first said that there will be a partner showcase. He expects that on his Nate the Hate podcast a number of weeks back. And then Pyoro confirmed that when it comes down to it. And Pyoro has continued to put out little hints here and there talking about what we could see at this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Remember, it's not a regular Nintendo Direct, it's a partner showcase. So third-party titles. For those who forgot or don't remember, there was another partner showcase back in June of 2022, and that showed off Persona 3, 4, and 5. There was a number of good games at that showcase. Even Nier Automata was revealed at that showcase as well. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be as good as that one, but there could be some good games there. Also, another thing to preface this with before we get into some of the leaked games that are out there, Pyoro says he's not too excited about it. So once again, don't expect anything super crazy, but there could be some gems in there that you're very excited about. Now, once again, I will be streaming the show. We'll be going live about an hour or two before the show starts. So it's 6 a.m. for me here in California. That means I'll be up by 4 a.m. to get ready and then have everything rocking probably by like 4:30 a.m. or so. So if you guys want to swing by the pre-show, chat with me, ask questions, go over different things, feel free to do so if you're going to be up that early. And of course, if it's East Coast or if you're in the UK or if you're somewhere else, obviously it's much later for you guys. Now let's get into some of these leaks that could be there, because one of them is a cult classic Wii titles. Now, Pyoro gave some hints about this, and he stated that sometimes Nintendo can be a partner because they love dolphins. Now, a Chinese leaker has responded to that, saying that it's going to be the Endless Ocean game, an HD port of that title over to the Nintendo Switch, which makes sense. Some people felt that this means that Nintendo could be bringing GameCube games to the Nintendo Switch Online for the Switch, but I think that would encompass first-party games as well, and I don't think Nintendo's going to do that at a partner showcase. GameCube games are pretty big. That's a big deal, especially if it's a new tier or adding it into the existing NSO. That would be something that you would want to have for a big Nintendo Direct, or even at a presentation for the Nintendo Switch 2. That could be a system seller or driver for people picking up Nintendo Switch 2, NSO packages, things like that. So I don't see it as GameCube games, and people were thinking that because Dolphin was the code name for the GameCube, but it does seem like Endless Ocean, swimming with dolphins and fish, that does make sense. Now, another game that has been confirmed, or at least from Pyoro, to be there is Penny's Big Breakaway. That is the 3D action platformer from the Sonic Mania developers. So it looks really good. Looks like they're going to finally get and nail down a release date for this game, because it's just set for 2024. So that's also going to be a pretty good game. Now, one more leak, I guess, or so is from Pyoro, and he's talked about potentially Game Freak being a partner for them. So what could Game Freak actually bring to this? And some people were already jumping off the deep end and saying, oh, well, that means Pokemon or something. And no, probably not. Game Freak makes more than Pokemon, believe it or not. They actually make other type of games. They made this Tembo Elephant game that came out before. They also make Pocket Jockey. and they make Little Town Hero. Like, there's some other games that they've made before. So Game Freak isn't only Pokemon. They're known for Pokemon because obviously that's their big cash cow is Pokemon, but they make other things. So I'm guessing that it's going to be Pocket Jockey, or it's going to be something outside of Pokemon. We do have Pokemon Day coming up as well. So if there's any big Pokemon projects that are coming out this year, it's probably going to be announced at Pokemon Day, just like Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and a lot of the big Pokemon titles were announced at the Pokemon Day event. So I wouldn't expect it at a partner showcase, especially when Nintendo publishes those Pokemon games. So that's definitely for another time. So yeah, I'm guessing it's one of Game Freak's smaller other types of games. Now, of course, if you guys have any predictions or what else you can see, I'm guessing there'll be stuff like Unicorn Overlord as well. There's also the Emerald Saga game that's coming out. So I think that it's just going to be filled up with some of the smaller AA type of games from Japan. Of course, some of the stuff that we talked about as well here. So I don't expect this to be some type of massive or huge show where there's going to be a bunch of big third-party games and all of that revealed. Now, there could be one more thing that's revealed at this show, and I'm going to talk about it right here, and that is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Now, this is a little bit of a thing that it's not rumored for the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, but it was rated in Korea, then swiftly removed pretty much the same day. So let's go over what happened here. Shout outs to Gamatsu for the beat on this one, and it was all over Twitter. People were commenting and talking about this. It's got tons of comments everywhere. So Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance has been rated officially in Korea, then once again removed, a complete edition with improvements and additional content. So the Game Rating and Administrative Committee of Korea has rated Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Now, according to the description, it is a complete edition of Shin Megami Tensei 5 with improvements and additional content. Shin Megami Tensei 5 first launched for the Nintendo Switch on November 11th, 2021 in Japan and November 12th, 2021 worldwide. Rumors of a complete edition surfaced back in June of 2023. Now, you guys are seeing the screenshot of the listing, and like I did state, this was removed around 1:54 a.m. I think that's PT, but yeah, early in the morning it was removed. But this screenshot looks official. Somebody from ATLUS or somebody that has ties to them with the Korea rating board put this up there with this official listing. I don't think it was a hack or it was something like that. Now, this is obviously a pretty big coincidence, right? Or it goes right in line with the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. So could Nintendo bring out Shin Megami Tensei 5 at this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase? Now, for those who don't remember, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was at a partner showcase where we got the worldwide release date back, I think, in 2020. Yes, that year there was a very small Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. It was the COVID year, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 was there, confirming the worldwide release for 2021. So that is a little bit of evidence, right? Maybe a little bit that, hey, maybe Shin Megami Tensei 5 is back at another partner showcase. Now, the thing about this is, what platforms is it going to be on? Is this the rumored multi-platform release? There was the Nvidia leak a couple of years back that did state that it's coming to PC. There was rumors about a PlayStation 4 version as well. And what are these improvements and additional content that's been listed? Well, let's break that down right here from somebody who is an SMT5 expert. Yes, I 100%ed the game, got every single ending, even the secret ending, 100%ed everything in there when it comes to the demons and when it comes to the side quests and everything. I did everything that SMT5 has to offer. So I know this game in and out. And for me, SMT5 was a kind of flawed gem. There was some awesome stuff with it. I think the story definitely could have been a little bit more in depth in terms of exploring characters and their backgrounds and intertwining it with the main plot of the game and fleshing out some of those characters. Then at the same time, I did like some of the simplicity of being able to kind of weave in and out of the narrative, and with the combat, it just made things flow for me, specifically with trying to beat really tough demons and doing some of the the side quests and learning about some of the other characters that if you don't do the side quests, you just won't see their plot at all. So I did enjoy some aspects of it, but I do feel that that could be improved. Now, I'm not sure if that will be improved with this, but also if you look at like the performance of the game, right, on the Nintendo Switch, it looks good. It's one of the best looking games with Unreal Engine 4 on the Nintendo Switch, but some of the performance definitely isn't great when it comes to how it runs. So if they did an enhanced version here on PC and PlayStation or Xbox, I think that would be pretty good to bump that up to 60 frames per second, and if they can't, of course, having a stable set locked 30 frames. Now, this is a turn-based RPG, so most of the time in the battles, everything is fine, but there is a lot of exploration outside of the battles where it does cause some issues considering the scope and size of the game, and of course all the demons that are out, because the demons are just out there and then you engage in battle with them. So it starts up the battle sequence from there. Obviously loading times could be better. There's so much stuff that they could do, but I'm wondering what's happening here because it's been 3 years now at the end of this year for SMT5. So it would make sense for them to bring out some type of special or enhanced edition as they've done for previous SMT games in the past. So we'll see what happens here, but I'm excited to just play SMT5 again. I probably wouldn't 100%. I'd probably just pick it up and stream it one time so people can check it out because I've already put, I think, what, 200 hours? I think I did about 200 hours into that game. I know it was like 100 something hours plus. So I did so many hours. So I don't want to go through all of it again, but it'd be pretty cool if it was like on PlayStation 5 to pick it up and show it off to people who haven't yet picked it up yet. And maybe you want to pick it up on the Switch or on PC or on PlayStation or wherever it comes to. So let's hope that that actually happens and the rating board didn't just make a mistake. Now for the final topic here, we're going to go over a game that kind of caught me off guard when it comes to how it's doing. Now, I don't think Mario versus Donkey Kong, when it comes to this game, it's going to sell like 5-10 million copies or anything, but it seems to be having a pretty good start when it comes to Amazon and the eShop. So over on the eShop, it is the #1 game being sold right now at this point. And on Amazon, it's the #1 game being #2 overall, with those V-Bucks being #1. But the #1 game when it comes to sales. Now, Mario vs. Donkey Kong is a remake of the GBA game Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but it has some added features like a 2-player co-op mode. It has some added extra levels and worlds, and there's some other quality of life features, plus a whole facelift with the graphics, 3D graphics all around there. So I think that it's a solid remake of a game that people kind of forgot about when it comes to back in the day on the GBA, and they brought this out here and it seems like people are responding. Now, it is $50, which some people felt was a bit steep. I've been playing it myself too, and I think that 50 might be a little bit steep on there, but at the same time, people are picking it up because it is a classic GBA game. And I will say this, when it comes to these remakes being brought back, I run a whole series on here called Buy Now Before Super Rare. And that's when I go over games that could become rare in the future based off of some tendencies and things that we've seen in the past. And I had Mario vs. Donkey Kong on my last list that I did because it doesn't seem like this is the type of game that 5, 6, 7 years from now, there's going to be a ton of copies floating around. It's a Mario vs. Donkey Kong. It's a GBA classic being remade. So it's one of those games that some people are probably picking up just for collector's purposes, as Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the GBA, isn't necessarily a game that's just out there and you can buy sealed, at least brand new, for a cheap price. So I think that's also part of it too, just the classic nature of it. People love to collect these type of Nintendo games, especially when you go back to previous systems and release them on physical, like Pikmin 1 and 2, or titles like that, Metroid Prime Remastered. Those are always the type of games that you're saying, okay, those are probably not going to be around for super long. Nintendo's probably not going to print a ton of them, so pick it up when you can. But overall, not so bad when it comes to the eShop and the Amazon sales. So we'll see what Nintendo reports when it comes to these sales. Should be interesting, but I'm not expecting anything crazy. I was just surprised to see it actually in #1 on Amazon when it comes to games and #1 on the eShop. I didn't think it would get up to #1 on both of those. So that's going to wrap it up for this video here, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch and RPG videos right here on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.